As per reports, the US has used a new missile to neutralize terrorists in Syria. The missile appears to have 6 spinning swords and has ripped 2 jihadis who were in a van. According to multiple reports and photos of the wreckage, US forces may have used the R9X, a modified version of the Hellfire missile, for the attack in Atmeh. Reporters on the ground claim that the US was involved, though it's yet to be confirmed officially. One of those killed has been named in reports as jihadi trainer Abu Ahmad al-Muhajir from the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham terrorist group, formerly the Nusra Front. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes the AGM-114R9X Ninja missile the US is using to take out terrorists. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you are, like us, fascinated by military vehicles and technology, I recommend you give War Thunder a try. It's a military vehicle combat game which you can download and play for free on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. It has a huge variety of more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s, which you can take to battle on land, in the air, and at sea on more than 80 theaters of war. War Thunder's been kind enough to offer all Defense Updates viewers a special bonus, which will grant you a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account time for registering using our link in the description below. So take the plunge and join more than 20 million players from around the world. The strike was reportedly carried out in Atmeh, which is situated in Syria's Idlib province. It's interesting the city is 10 miles northwest of Berisha, where al-Baghdadi's compound was located. The images of the strike on the van offer limited views of the damage, but it can be inferred that it was not hit by a traditional warhead. There are reports that the men inside the vehicle were mashed inside by the impact. This is similar to the strike of 2017 that killed Abu Qayyir al-Masri, then al-Qaeda's number 2 leader. Several sources reported that AGM-114R9X was used for that attack. AGM-114R9X is a secretive initiative, and there are no official renders or specifications available in the public domain. Central Intelligence Agency and the Pentagon have been closely guarding its existence. As of now, the info regarding the weapons is mainly received from anonymous sources. The weapon seemed to be used very sparingly, and some sources, including one published by Wall Street Journal, claim that the US military had only fired them operationally about a half a dozen times. All traditional missiles have a warhead. The warhead explodes when the missile hits the target. This can be done by many means, like a proximity fuse, which can trigger the warhead. For example, traditional AGM-114 Hellfire air-to-surface missile used for precision strikes deploys warheads like high-explosive anti-tank, heat, or tandem anti-armor metal augmented charge, MAC, or shaped charge blast fragmentation. But AGM-114R9X seems to be different. The weapon, instead of using exploding warhead, is thought to deploy 6 long blades that extend outward just before impact and minces its target. It's dubbed as a speeding anvil, ninja bomb, and the flying jinsu, because the blades are so sharp they can rival a chef's knife. Any missile which has an exploding warhead can cause collateral damage, but the AGM-114R9X, devoid of explosive, will be able to limit the collateral damage and is suitable for extreme precision strikes. It's speculated that the R9 variant has an entirely inert warhead to reduce the risk of collateral damage significantly, and the R9X adds blades on top of it to help increase kill probability. Viewers may note that the use of inert warhead could lead to failure, especially against a moving target, since the strike will have to be absolutely accurate, probably within inches. Addition of blades in all probability will increase the margin of error and significantly improve the lethality. It's unclear if the missile's blades spin during the strike, and if so, how the mechanism works. It must be acknowledged that if it works that way, then it's an engineering marvel. AGM-114R9X will be useful when used in conjunction with a capable launch platform like the Reaper that can hover over potential targets for a long time. On March 9, 2018, the U.S. Air Force officially retired Predator, the platform that initiated a new era of unmanned air combat. Predator were best known for their ability to deliver precision strikes as their controllers sat halfway around the world in small and discreet bunkers. Reaper brings in much more to the table when compared to Predator. Predator had an endurance of 24 hours, a service ceiling of 25,000 feet, a range of 675 miles or 1,100 kilometers, and a max speed of 135 miles per hour or 217 kilometers per hour. Reaper has an endurance of 27 hours, a service ceiling of 50,000 feet, a range of 1,151 miles or 1,852 kilometers, and a max speed of 300 miles per hour or 482 kilometers per hour. The U.S. Air Force is in the process of attaching extended range (ER) upgrade kits for almost all the Reapers. With the ER, Reapers will have an endurance of up to 48 hours without external stores. Reaper's main sensor is the nose-mounted MTS-B multispectral surveillance and targeting turret, and its fuselage-mounted Lynx synthetic aperture radar. But Reaper's pylons are very versatile and can be used to carry a variety of tactical equipment like communications relay hops, electronic warfare pods, as well as wide area aerial surveillance (WAAS) camera arrays. The additional sensors are designed to act in conjunction with the drone's main sensors. The USAF has put more potent radars on board some Reapers. The idea is to generate ground-moving targeting identification (GMTI) sensor nodes that can be dispersed around the war zone. GMTI is a radar capability that can be used to trail moving targets on the ground over time using radar. Reaper has the ability to carry around 2,500 pounds or 1,100 kilograms of weapons payload through its external hardpoints. The Reaper's hardpoints give it the ability to deploy a combination of AGM-114 Hellfire, GBU-12 Paveway, and GBU-38 JDAM munitions. Reapers are known to operate in Syria and carry out targeted strikes. It's interesting to note that reports indicate that on November 22, 2019, photojournalist Rami al-Sayed saw a Reaper in the sky of Jundirs in Syria, a town in Aleppo province that's located around 6 miles north of Atmeh, where the strike was carried out. As reported, particular aircraft was carrying 4 Hellfire missiles, a range-extending drop tank, and 2 other pods that most likely had components for GMTI. The Reaper costs only $4,762 per hour to fly, compared to $68,362 per hour for an F-22 fighter, or $169,313 per hour for a B-2 stealth bomber, making it a much more cost-effective option. A weapon like AGM-114R9X will be suitable for specific scenarios where high-value individual needs to be taken out. For example, it could have been potentially used to kill Osama bin Laden in his compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan, who was generally surrounded by family members, and a hit with limited collateral damage was required. This would have removed many complications. First, it would have kept the U.S. forces out of potential harm. Secondly, sophisticated U.S. military assets would not have to be deployed. Viewers may note that one Black Hawk was abandoned by U.S. Special Forces in Pakistan during the operation to kill Osama bin Laden on the 1st of May 2011. Several sources indicate that Pakistan allowed Chinese officials to examine the Black Hawk wreckage. This helped China to develop the Z-20, which was showcased during the 5th China Helicopter Exposition in Tianjin recently. Overall, it can be said that the R9X could be a template for a series of weapons in the future that relies on other ways instead of warheads to take out intended targets.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting. And
Kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.